So this is our first class. That is, we are able to launch the browser, we are able to launch the URL, and we are able to close the browser. What is the next thing is we are going to learn the Selenium commands. Selenium commands, I'm going to split it in the most easiest way, that is web commands, or you can say browser commands, navigation commands, web element commands. We can we can split the commands into three categories. What are browser commands? Means related to browser action. What are the things? Launching the URL that we have already learned. Then closing the browser. Closing the browser, we can do it using close command or quit command, which we already saw. Launching the URL is using get method. So get, and we should give the URL inside this. So what is the other things we can do is how to minimize the browser, maximize the browser, all that, these things and all comes under browser command. So now when you launch the URL, the browser will be in the minimized default, it will be in minimized way. So you need to maximize the browser. Means what you have to do is driver.manage.window. You can see full screen, then you can get the size of the window, you can maximize it. Now if you go maximize, what will happen is the screen will get maximized. See, let's run and see. So I don't want to close it because I want to see the browser after it maximized, so I'm not closing it. So what it will happen, the first one, it will set the driver thing. Second, it will launch the browser. Third, it will launch the URL. See, you saw maximize. Now you can also debug and learn how stepwise execution by using the breakpoints. How you can do breakpoints is just double click on the line that you wanted to do the step level execution, and then right click debug as Java application. When you do like that, from the line 8, you will be able to do step level execution. See, this line, from this line, you are going to start the step level execution. So the control is stopping here. So manually, you are going to execute this 8th line. How is? By clicking on this step over. When you step over, this line will get executed. So when it is getting execution complete, the control will move to 9, and then we will do step over to execute. Now this line is getting executed. Okay. So it is not, it is under process. So that's why you can see the things happening, but you won't understand. See, starting the Chrome driver. So Chrome driver is started. So as a result of this execution, the Chrome browser should be launched. You can see. So now once done, what will happen is the control will, your control will be in the line 9. I'm going to execute this. So after, when you execute this, it will launch the Google. Now you can see it is minimized. Okay, now I'm going to maximize it. See, maximized. Okay, and then coming out of the thing. Now you can also close. Now I'm enabling this close. You can debug and see stepwise. Launching the browser. So when you debug, the execution will be a little bit slow than automatic execution. The browser launching is done. Now launching the URL. It's done. Maximizing. See, it's maximized. Now closing. Okay. Then coming out of the method. Done. So this is the browser command. What is the next command is navigation command. What is meant by a navigation commands means, so this here it comes like navigate from one page to another page. How you can do it? Navigating back, navigating forward page. So meaning, now see, let me open a new browser. Okay. Now launching the URL. If I want to launch some other URL in this bar, then this is navigating from one page to another page. Navigating for backward means clicking on the back button. Navigating forward means clicking on the forward button. We are going to learn how these three steps we can do. Now from Google, if I want to navigate to another thing, then I have to use navigate dot to, and here I have to enter the URL. Now, if I wanted to navigate to this, then I can enter. So from Google, it will maximize, then it will navigate to make my trip. Okay, okay, let's run. Launching the browser. Next, launching the URL. Next, maximizing. So now see, this is Google. Okay, this is the we are going to navigate to this other website. See, okay. Now I'm going to close it. That's all. Then coming out of the method. Okay. Now if I now from Google we navigated to make my trip. From if I click on back button, what it will happen manually from make my trip, it should go to Google. If I click forward button, then from Google to make my trip. Okay, this is the thing. So let's see. Driver dot navigate dot, you can see forward is there. Another one is refresh also you can do. One more thing is going back. This is the back. So if I click back, it should go to Google. Again, if I click forward, so now the control should be in Google. If I click forward, it should come back to make my trip. So let's run and see. Launching the browser. Invoking the launching the URL, maximizing the browser. So now what it has to do, it has to navigate to make my trip. So now you can see back button is enabled. On clicking on this back button, it should go to Google. So automatically, if this command gets executed, it should go to Google. Correct. Now forward means it should go to make my trip. See, close. Now coming out. Done. So this is the navigation command. So what is the third one is web element command. Before learning web element command, you should be knowing what is meant by the web element. What are web elements? And then you will learn What are the comments? Comments means what? How we are going to access those elements. So let's take one website. So in this session, we will be using a website called Guru website for all kinds of automations. It's kind of a testing site. Okay. So this, what is this called? This is called as a logo, which has a link in it. You can see. And on hovering, this is called hovering. So on hovering, you can see something is getting display. What is called this one is, it's called as a tip. Okay, tool tip. It's called as a, so element of the web bar. What all we learned? Logo, which has a link, and the, when you hover your mouse, you can see something called as a tool tip. Okay. So this is called as a drop down. On clicking on this, if the option is coming down, they are called as a drop down list box. Okay. And this is one. So this is, what is this called as a? Called as a tab or a link. Okay. Because on hovering, you can see it is getting, the color is getting variant. On clicking on that, it will take you to this another URL, another web page. Then it is called as a link or tab. Okay, the tab that contains a link. This is drop down list. These are called as a text box. Okay, text boxes, and these are called as a labels. Labels are nothing but there will not be any functionality. Functionality means what? On clicking on that, it should to redirect to another page. Then it is a link. On clicking on something like a button, so if the same thing, on clicking on that, if it is processing some input, then it is called as a buttons. Here nothing, this is for user understanding purpose, so it is called as a label that holds only the text values. Okay, and these are called as a titles. Okay, and what is this called? These are called as a link, and these are called as a just a list of descriptions or just a content or text content, and that has a something called as a link here. And this is again a video. Okay, video button like that, you can see. Let me open one more. So there will be something like this, like copyrights and all will be written. Those are called as a footers. Okay, these are called as a header, and this one is called as a banner. The big image is called as a banner. Okay, and this is called as a button. This is text box, and this is called as again a button. Okay, and there are two types of button. One is radio button, another one is checkbox. Okay, let me show you. So what is meant by a radio button means, see, these are called radio button. That is, you can select only one among the option. Checkbox means you can select multiple options. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, and there will be one more thing called as a drag and drop. Now see, I'm dragging and dropping. This is also a kind of, see, you can drag and drop something. Something like this. This is called as a drag and drop. Okay. And this is called as a radio button, and this is called as a buttons. So these are the some of the web elements. So what we are going to learn is how we will identify the web elements, or how you are making your computer to understand the web element that you need to identify, and how we are going to access it and make the web element to do some actions like clicking, like how you are going to enter the text in the web element also. To do that, two things you are going to do. First, you need to make the computer to identify the web element. Second, then you will do the action. What are the actions means? Like clicking, drag and drop, right click, any action. Okay, right click, entering the text, all this we are going to do. How we are going to identify the element is, you can identify the web element using locators. Locators can be ID, name, class, CSS, XPath, any of this. Okay. So how you can find this locator in the web pages? You can see in the keyboard there is something called F12. On clicking on that, you will be able to see a prompt opening. Click on elements. Okay. Now, if I want to identify this web element, means just right click, inspect. So you can see when I hover, you can see that particular web element is getting highlighted. Okay. So the property of that web element is, it is a link. So it is inside href, and you can see something like this. So you check whether there is a value for ID, name or class. Nothing is there. So I'm going to take this locators tomorrow, because that has to be in detailed explained. So I'm not going to take it today. Don't get panic. Just we will see if we can identify any element. Now see, this is another web element. Now if you see this particular, the entire thing is being highlighted. So you can identify the entire bar using an ID. You can say ID equal to some value. So the locator is the ID of this complete tab, and the value is given here. So using this value should be unique. If you doubt if this gets duplicated, then you can right click and you can copy the XPath of this element. The XPath will be unique. What is the XPath is, when your developer creates, so it will be inside the tags. Okay. So the XPath is the path from the root tag to the bottom tag. Now, for example, HTML content will be like this. HTML, and there will be couple of so let's take a tag or something, and then again we will be going for closing tag, HD, all that. Okay. So like this. Now if I want to identify the element inside this tag, then the XPath will be like this. HTML slash head slash A. Okay. If there are two A tag like this means, then A of 1. So this is called as a XPath. So yes, XPath will be unique. So you can copy the XPath of that particular element by right clicking it on the element, copy XPath. So like that you can find it. So tomorrow again in detail we will see how to find the locator, and how using the locator, how you can write in Java Selenium to identify how to make your system to identify and do the actions. Okay, no?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, please go through these things. Tomorrow we'll go through the web, we'll complete the web element commands. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Please share
Okay.
this video
Okay.
for further study. Yeah,
Sorry, what?
thank you. Share this video for studying.
Yeah, sure. I'll share it. Okay. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Welcome.